In tonight's headlines, dental graduates to undergo mandatory internship starting from the second quarter of the year. The airport authority unveils an ambitious $100 billion commercial development project on Lantau Island. And Israel and Hamas hammer out a ceasefire and hostage deal, which could bring an end to the devastating 15-month conflict.
Starting April 1st, dental graduates from the city must complete a year-long internship before receiving full registration. The specifics of provisional registration, internship, and period of assessment have been outlined in accordance with the Dentist's Registration Ordinance. Graduates from the University of Hong Kong's dental program will be taken on as dentists under contract with provisional registration status, earning about $35,500 per month. They will be rotated through various settings, including school dental care service, emergency dental service, hospital, community, or general dental services to gain experience in real-world practice and improve communication with patients. Upon completion, they will be awarded a certificate of experience, which paves the way for full registration. The Dental Council of Hong Kong retains the right to extend or end the internship in cases of inadequate performance. The government said changes were made in response to feedback from the dental community to tackle the lack of hands-on experience among local graduates and to ultimately enhance patient welfare in the city. A 23-year-old man of non-Chinese ethnicity will appear in Tuen Mun Magistrates Court on Saturday on charges of robbery, which happened at a jewelry store in Shengshui yesterday evening. The suspect was arrested at a stone house in Pat Heng, and officers also recovered some of the stolen goods. Police are hunting for 3 others who were involved in the heist on Sengfeng Avenue. Online footage showed the moment when 4 masked burglars, armed with knives and hammers, seized 86 items worth $1.5 million from the display shelves of Namfeng jewelry. They then fled the scene in a black car before ramming into another vehicle at a roundabout on Lam Kam Road. The suspects abandoned the car and escaped the scene on foot. Police described the case as well-planned and organized, advising all shop owners to step up security measures and remain vigilant during the forthcoming Lunar New Year holidays. Any suspicious activity and individuals in the vicinity should be reported to the police. Cheryl Yun, Cable News.
Ongoing test events to ascertain the functionality of the Kai Tak Stadium will see the multi-purpose venue host its first-ever charity concert this Saturday. Named For In Love Charity Life, the event will feature Hong Kong artists Jay Feng, Jace Chan, Cloud One, and multi-genre quartet Dear Jane. In the first trial of a non-sporting event, the concert will kick off at 6 p.m. Gates for the 18,000 spectators who have been handed out tickets will open at 4 p.m. Tickets of the charity event are not for public sale, and distribution will be exclusively through sponsors, the beneficiary, partners, and supporting organizations. During the show, 4,000 spectators will be allowed on the main pitch and the surrounding areas as a trial for bigger events in the future. Additionally, the roof of the venue will be closed to test the acoustics. The Transport Department has introduced specific bus routes on the day, which will connect major transit points in the city for easy access to the stadium. Furthermore, the MTR will increase train frequency on the Tuen Ma line, reducing intervals from 5 to 6 minutes to 3 to 4 minutes, ensuring a total of 12 trains per hour in both directions.
3, 2, 1. The Airport Authority has unveiled its blueprint for a new development on Lantau Island, showcasing plans for the construction of the city's largest yacht bay and the establishment of Hong Kong's inaugural art storage facility. Named Skytopia, the Airport City project aims to elevate the airport into a global landmark.
Our vision it should develop into a market, into a landmark of its own, and also a world's leading destination, attracting visitors from within Hong Kong and its prosperous Greater Bay Area, as well as major markets in Asia and around the world.
The plan also includes the expansion of the Asia World Expo, the creation of a market for jet-flown fresh produce, and the development of Hong Kong's largest water recreation area. Speaking to over 300 business leaders, Lam also highlighted the airport authority's dedication to the development of the three-runway system in the past decade.
The three-runway system was commissioned at the end of last year, and all three runways are now operational, increasing our capacity by 50%. We were able to serve 120 million passengers and handle 10 million tons of cargo annually. With this capacity, we'll continue to be one of the biggest and most important aviation hubs in the world.
The new project is expected to cost $100 billion, including $30 billion on infrastructure. Completion is set for 2031. Cheryl Yun, Cable News.
The Security Bureau will continue discussions with Thailand authorities regarding rescue plans for SAR residents who are lured by job scams in Southeast Asian countries. This comes after a Hong Konger who had been held in Myanmar for 4 months was rescued following the payment of a ransom by his family. He returned to the SAR this afternoon, accompanied by officials from the Security Bureau, police, and the Immigration Department. However, more than 10 victims are still believed to be held in Myanmar and Cambodia. Earlier today, family members of those still detained arrived at the government headquarters to meet with officials from the Security Bureau. A family member expressed her gratitude towards the government for their swift response and for taking the time to meet them. We hope to bring our family members home safely as soon as possible so that we can reunite for the Lunar New Year, she said. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News.
The streets of the Gaza Strip saw a rare sense of celebration. Joyful crowds were cheering, jumping, clapping after Palestinian group Hamas and Israel agreed to a ceasefire and hostage deal. Some Palestinians described this bittersweet day filled with hope and pain. The deal would put a pause to the devastating war, promised the release of dozens of Israeli hostages held by Hamas in exchange for thousands of Palestinian prisoners captive in Israel. After more than 15 months of damage and destruction, the truce will allow hundreds of thousands of people displaced in Gaza to return to what remains of their homes. Qatari Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdurrahman Al Thani announced the deal, which is set to begin on Sunday, pending approval by the Israeli cabinet. But even after the deal was announced, Israeli airstrikes pounded the Sheikh Radwan district in northern Gaza, killing 10 people. The international community and aid agencies welcomed the long overdue agreement that hopefully will lead to longer-term peace.
This deal is a critical first step, but we must mobilize all efforts to also advance broader goals, including the preservation of the unity, contiguity, and integrity of the occupied Palestinian territory, because Palestinian unity is essential for achieving lasting peace and stability.
After the death of nearly 47,000 Palestinians in the conflict, U.S. President Joe Biden said he is confident the deal will hold and bring about a permanent end to the war.
The road to this deal has not been easy. I've worked in foreign policy for decades. This is one of the toughest negotiations I've ever experienced.
He noted that his team and President-elect Donald Trump have been speaking with the same voice to reach the ceasefire and hostage deal.
Who took credit for this, Mr. President, you or Trump?
Is that a joke? Oh, thank you.
Anna Chan, Cable News.
This will be my final address to you from the American people, from the Oval Office, from this desk as president.
U.S. President Joe Biden kept a political career spanning half a century with a final speech from the White House. Before handing over presidency back to Donald Trump next week, the outgoing leader warned of a dangerous oligarchy taking shape in the country that threatens democracy.
I want to warn the country of some things that give me great concern. This is a dangerous concentration, and that's a dangerous concentration of power in the hands of a very few ultra-wealthy people. The dangerous consequences if their abuse of power is left unchecked. Today, an oligarchy is taking shape in America of extreme wealth, power, and influence that literally threatens our entire democracy, our basic rights and freedoms, and a fair shot for everyone to get ahead.
The president outlined some of his most pressing concerns, including what he described as a crumbling free press, rising disinformation, and the need to remove dark money from politics. He also called for constitutional amendments to ensure presidential accountability. Despite facing low approval ratings in his final months, the 82-year-old sought to highlight his administration's achievements, referencing job creation, infrastructure spending, healthcare, leading the country out of the pandemic, as well as the latest breakthrough in the Israel-Hamas ceasefire deal. It will take time to feel the full impact of all we have done together, but the seeds are planted, and they'll grow and they'll bloom for decades to come, Biden said. Anna Chan, Cable News.